Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. And in a big, dearly departed derby last night, it was West Brom 0, Leeds United 5. A huge win for Mr. Bielsa, or a huge defeat for Mr. Allardyce, depending on which way around you want to look at it. Remember, these are dearly departed teams, both of them. So we'll try and see both angles. Quick thank you to Jay, who's our dearly departed fan sponsor. Dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Quite the evening, quite the results. We'll get to the teams and whatnot in just a second. Just to set the context, because I think it's important. You'll remember, if you've been following both of these teams like we have on the channel for a long while, New Year's Day 2020, it was West Brom and Leeds first against second in the Championship, wasn't it? It was drab 1-1. I just remember watching that thinking, both sides were happy with a draw then, and they both ultimately went on to get promoted. Leeds coasted in the end, far and away the best team in the league. West Brom came in second, just Bilic got them over the line. They kind of forced their way up. And I do think that's important because the comparisons are obviously going to be made with promoted teams. And I think this more than anything shows pattern of play, preferably built up over a minimum of 2 years, is the key to the Premier League. And I think there's a few things coming home to roost. Obviously, West Brom did what they needed to get up. They brought in Bilic. They used the second year parachute money. They did some good loan deals and they got themselves there. But now, as I said, what's coming home to roost is pattern of players. West Brom sit in the relegation zone and Leeds are moving into halfway up the table. And this would have been a philosophical dilemma for you Leeds fans. Pretty much the best spell of the season now, 3 wins in 4. But you have to take a 6-2 defeat against Manchester United to get those 9 points. Would you have taken it? I'm sure everybody who thinks big picture would. There are the teams. So West Brom, Johnston in goal. He's been excellent, hasn't he? Furlong, Ajayi, O'Shea. So Ajayi and O'Shea is the central defensive partnership. Peltier getting in there as well. I don't know where Gibbs is, but I didn't expect to see Lee Peltier playing in the Premier League in 2020. Good luck to him. Romain Sawyers is the sitting midfielder. Gallagher and Phillips. Robinson and Diangana wide. Grant up top. Important to remember, and we'll talk about this in terms of game state, pattern of play, etc. West Brom had a brilliant result, drawing away at Liverpool with the low block, sit in, come out as the second half progresses. That was the tactic, wasn't it? Didn't work in this one. There's your Leeds team. Meslier in goal. Dallas, right back. Ailing, right back playing at centre back. Struick, what is he? Fourth choice centre back? Third choice, I guess. Alioski at left back. Remember, that is a patched up Leeds defence. We'd expect to see Koch, Cooper, Llorente. There you go. Struick's fourth choice centre back. Maybe fifth choice if you think Ailing's sort of ahead of him in terms of cover. So clean sheets now against West Brom and Burnley with essentially no centre backs is good work, isn't it? Phillips had dropped in to help against Burnley. Remember, Bielsa likes a 3 against a traditional front 2, like Barnes and Wood for Burnley. Obviously, we'd seen the low block tactic from West Brom, so Phillips can most certainly be released into midfield in this one. Rodrigo and Click, Harrison and Rafinha wide with Pat Bamford up top. And this interested me greatly because what we're going to see is how a low block worked against Liverpool but didn't against Leeds. And we're going to get a textbook example from Bielsa of how to play this low block. And if you keep committing to speedy attacks that are formed from deep, then it is too much for the team that sits back. When sitting back works is when the game all gets condensed and squished up around the final third of the team doing the defending. They can get 2 lines in and you start getting this slow sideways passing and attacking. What Leeds do brilliantly in this game, and you'll see it for a few of the goals, is they don't get lulled in to that type of thing, which Liverpool did. And remember, Liverpool are a counter-pressing team who want to play that final third, pounce on you, whereas Leeds are no, we're going to build everything up and try and get overloads and make quick attacks with players sprinting. Worked an absolute treat in this one. So for those people befuddled as to why this worked for West Brom against Liverpool and didn't against Leeds, I think it's fairly obvious that the two clubs the two managers form their attacks in slightly different ways. And Big Sam clearly works better against the Klopp counter-press system than a Bielsa sprint, overload, stretch the game attacking system. Have a think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. The opening goal is, however, ludicrous, and I like Romain Sawyers, and this is one where we really do struggle for not having people in the crowd, because someone would have had their mobile phone up filming this from behind the goal. So the key thing is, I don't know what Sam Johnston is doing. There's 3 camera angles of this, and Sam Johnston is standing way outside his left-hand post. I don't know why he's there. There may be a reason, but until I see a recording of why he's there, I can't necessarily bury him. There may be a reason, but Sawyers needs some criticism as well, because he turns very quickly and plays a pacey ball back to Johnston, who is not there, and Johnston runs back, but because it's a bouncy quick ball, it ends up in the goal. Look, even in the absence of having seen why Johnston, I don't know whether he'd gone to get a water bottle or anything like that. We saw a Wigan goalkeeper get stuck with this one last season, where he'd moved away to get his bottle or something and ended up conceding or picking up the back pass because he was not quite in that sort of zone of thought of concentration. I think let's just share the blame out 50-50 on this one. Obviously, Johnston thought that the ball was being cleared, but maybe move outside of your post when the ball's in the other half, although maybe the ball wasn't in the other half very much in this game. But and Sawyers as well, if you're going to spin back, yes, you expect your goalkeeper to be ready, but it was a hard back pass. Anything's a hard back pass if you're not actually standing in the centre of goal. So, look, whatever happened, it ended up in the net. It's a weird, silly own goal. And Big Sam will be furious with that one, given that they defended well against Liverpool to just hand the advantage. Here comes the second. This is a great goal. A Leeds fullback forward, as you would expect, in Alioski there. I mean, small criticism of the tracking West Brom players. And this goes into what I'm saying. Obviously, about low blocks, etc. They're too deep, aren't they? And Leeds getting these swaves of attacks with lots of players running towards the goal. And this is the difference between this game and the Liverpool game. Alioski can run onto the ball with a bit of space, and then it's just a question of how's your technique. First time, beautiful. He's going to arrow that one in off the far post. Then 2-0, great goal. Alioski, I wondered whether left back might be a position Leeds would sign somebody in the summer. It was like Dallas had ended up there by default over Alioski, but they've both done really well. At the moment, Dallas is playing right back, Alioski left back. In the long run, maybe a left back does still come in, but great stuff by Alioski there. Great finish in off the far post. He's a very dynamic player, Alioski, let's just say. So is Jack Harrison, and here's the third goal. And again, they're all set up, West Brom, from deep, but it doesn't work when Harrison drives in plays it first time to Bamford. Bamford, lovely one, round the corner. Harrison then continues the run. They've broken that line with a sprint, a good pass and a give and go. Sounds simple, it is. And then what my still there doesn't really give credit for is while he's on the run, there's a brilliant touch by Jack Harrison with his sort of inside back heel of his right foot. He turns back inside and he sticks it into the top corner. And again, against this low block, quick, pacey attacking right at the heart of them through the middle of the centre halves. Just absolutely killed them. I mean, I don't know whether it's a blueprint for other managers because this system is easier said than done with the rotation. But it worked a treat. 3-0 and it's going to be 4 before half time. And again, hopefully the blurriness of that still tells you the speed that all of the Leeds players are arriving. And again, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in that picture in the final third. It's come in from the right-hand side. Rodrigo hits it first time on the run. Again, they've got them deep, but they're moving the ball quickly with runners sprinting in against the low block. And yes, it is going to take a big deflection off O'Shea. And in the absence of balance, I try and deal with deflections in the same way. We have to admit 3 things here that all come into play. Yes, deflections do involve luck because the ball doesn't intend to go where you wanted it to go and it bounces off and often takes the keeper out. But we also do need to credit the attacking team for forcing the defender into a position where they're flailing a leg sometimes at the ball. And we do need to say the defensive team. Often, I mean, not necessarily this example, we see deflections where teams are going for a narrow, tight, deep defence and there's loads of bodies in the way and it becomes a tactic, shoot, and it will hit a leg and go in. Less so here because it has the feel of a quick attack, but always important to acknowledge A, the luck, but B, the fact that often it's the attacking team putting the defending team in a compromising position to cash in on that little bit of luck when you do get the deflection. 2 things can be true, everybody. 4-0 at half-time. I went to a game between Ipswich and Swindon once, where I'm just thinking of away games where you're 4-0 up at half-time, and Ipswich were 4-0 up at half-time. So it's a rarity, that one, isn't it? Brilliant stuff from Leeds, and game over, really. Chance for, that's Dean Garner, isn't it? A bit sleepy from Meslier in the goal there, gets the ball. He's obviously trying to play it into Calvin Phillips, but it's a poor pass. Maybe it should have gone out wide to the left-hand side of the box there, where I think Struick's set to receive it. But I suppose the point, really the important point, is the biggest chance there that West Brom got in this game came from essentially a Leeds mistake and otherwise didn't create anything at all. Here is goal number 5, lovely goal, this one. Dallas marauding forward, and you can see it's classic Leeds, isn't it? Dallas has gone on the overlap, so normally in those situations you have a central midfielder come across, the 2 wide players, they either play, the runner keeps going, they play inside, and then the runner gets the ball, the pass after you think he's going to get it, which we've seen a million times, or the runner keeps going, there's no central midfielder there, so Rafinha is then able to come inside, and what a shot that is there. Left foot, top corner to Johnston's right. 5-0. I would suggest that one, along with some good goals in this one, isn't there? Alioski's finish is good. I'd suggest that's the best goal of the bunch. You let me know what you think in the comments. All subjective. Lovely, lovely goal. 5-0. Brilliant win for Leeds. Big defeat for West Brom. There's the numbers. Just take a look at the attack momentum graph there, which basically says Leeds were attacking the entire game. And the numbers, 76% possession. Well, I mean, 9 terms to the law and all that, but Big Sam did get a point with a similar number to 24% at Liverpool, who even the most hardened Leeds fan would acknowledge is a superior team over the course of the last few seasons. So, hey-ho, maybe you won't be that bothered. 6 shots on target to 1, 6 shots on target, 5 goals. Shows Leeds finished beautifully. That was a worry when they came up finishing. It'd been an issue in the Championship. Dominate games, create loads of chances, and not managing to quite execute. They executed beautifully. Only 2 big chances. One big chance to West Brom with that one for Dean Garner. Obviously, the mitigating factor is it was from a mistake. I dare say, in the same way that Leeds have managed to write off the Manchester United defeat and move on, that Big Sam will try and look at this as, okay, own goal, and then a pummeling of 3 goals in 10 minutes, and write this one off. And the good news for Big Sam is really, who else attacks like Leeds in the Premier League? Nobody does. I mean, there are teams that attack and counter-attack with speed. Manchester United are very, very good at it, but that's counter-attack. Leeds are not counter-attacking. They're building up the attacks themselves and still managing to get the same amount of pace and that tension between the defenders not quite being set and being able to capitalise. But they're not a counter-attacking team. No one attacks like Leeds in the Premier League. Manchester City attack beautifully, but not in exactly the same way. And Liverpool, we talked about the counter press and the 3 amazing forwards there. So what I'm saying is West Brom won't come up against this in many other games. So I suspect from a West Brom perspective, Big Sam will pretty much be happy with his low block system and work on it. And January the 2nd is coming. He'll bring some players in that will fit perfectly to that. Like it or lump it, we'll see how it works. For Leeds, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 5-0. Again, I'll reinforce my points about when you come up from the Championship, pattern of play is most important. 2 years preferably. Obviously, Sheffield United have proven that you have to then, once you've pressed home your pattern of play, recruit well on top of that, particularly going into the second season. But hey, that's a tale for another day for Leeds, isn't it? The recruitment has to come now as they establish. Aston Villa have got that right, haven't they, with Cash and Konza and Mings, etc. All those players have done really well. Barkley as well. So that's going to be the next step that Leeds are going to be thinking about. But yeah, just superb. They played the low block absolutely beautifully with pacey, quick attacks, stretch the pitch out and get people running at pace and moving those defenders around so they can't get entrenched in the 2 rows that they managed to so well, I have to say, against Liverpool. Let's have a quick look at the table. We'll do it properly. But it is 3 wins in 4 for Leeds. I suspect, yeah, that's the best run of the season. 9 points in 4 games. Got to take the rough with the smooth. 6-2 defeat in there, but a couple of clean sheets. I don't know the status of Cooper and Llorente and Koch. Hopefully one or other back, but it was really, really important for Leeds, given that they've played those wins are against West Brom, Burnley and Newcastle. All teams below them in the table. Press home that advantage and say, look, Leeds is a mid-table side and they will beat the teams below them. That's the definition of a mid-table side. That's how a league table works, isn't it? You lose to the teams above you, you beat the teams below you. That's where you end up over the course of a long old season. But excellent work into 11th. We'll look at it properly on the full Dearly Departed show tomorrow morning. West Brom, 1 win in 16. Remains to be seen what's going to happen there, doesn't it? Big Sam in. I think he knows what it is that he wants to do. How well is it going to work? Are they going to be in the goals? And are they going to be in the market for some new players and hopefully some wins for them? The worry for everybody there is Burnley again won last night. And it appears maybe, do Burnley swap with Newcastle or Palace? Do we still have a bottom 5 or is it just going to be a bottom 4? If it's a bottom 4, that's worrying for West Brom and for Fulham on the chase because there's only going to be one place to aim at, possibly against Brighton, who are currently 4th bottom. more experienced Premier League squad and set up there. It makes it hard for our dearly departed to get out. There you go. That's our review of West Brom 0, Leeds 5. Two dearly departed teams. So as much as we'll say congratulations to Leeds, good luck to West Brom. Let's see what Big Sam can do in the market. Stick with a system and go with it. And if he feels he needs some, even if they're short-term signings, 18 months or even 6-month signings to help, and they do get out of it, then that'll work a charm, because I think there's some sense that maybe the owners want to just guarantee Premier League football, and then maybe they might want to sell up from what I hear. But all speculation there. Thank you again to Jay, who's our dearly departed sponsor, fan sponsor. You can get involved over on Patreon as well. You don't have to become a sponsor of a show like Jay has. He says dearly departed, also known as Ben, couldn't bear to lose us, but really enjoying the Patreon side of it. Really vital to the viability of my channel and me being able to do this for a living, which we're working towards. And I thank each and every one of you watching now, and anyone who's ever watched the video for that. We are getting there. And with that being said, the cornerstone of this channel, as ever, is the interaction. So please, new desk, boom, bang, sorry. Please get your comments in below on Leeds and West Brom. And with all of that being said, it's good morning. It's 8:07 and it's over and out from me. And look out for you dearly departed fans. We'll do the full review tomorrow morning, no doubt. And for you Championship fans, or you just want to check in on the football tonight, double bill in the Championship. Bournemouth and Brentford, Reading and Swansea. Really looking forward to that. Thanks for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.